Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back. This is another United Daily Live. I was going to say, we're back again, but it's been a while since we've had one of these, and we're having one of these for good reason today, because Mino Raiola has opened his big fat mouth yet again about our player, Paul Pogba. Yes, you heard it right. On the eve of one of our biggest games of the season, when Manchester United have to confirm their spot in the knockout stages of the Champions League in Germany against RB Leipzig, Mino Raiola is talking about his client and Manchester United's player, Paul Pogba, yet again. And it is one of those moments where you find yourself rolling your eyes and just going, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Please shut the fuck up. And we'll go through the quotes of what Mino Raiola said, what they mean, and my reaction to those quotes as well. Because as you guys all know, as a footballer, I'm a massive fan of Paul Pogba. And I've also defended him against some of the reporting that has been around him over the years. He's not the only one that I've defended. Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood. I've defended a fair few of those players. So it's clear that, this isn't an opinion that comes from someone that hates Paul Pogba, or can't stand him, or doesn't want to see him doing well at Manchester United. Because that's all I want to see. I want to see Paul Pogba successful for Manchester United. I think he's a fantastic player. But he has let us all down with this. And I know we can say his agent is the one that said it. Mino Raiola is the one that's come out and said it. It could just be a part of contract negotiations. It could be this, it could be that, it could be the other. It may mean he's going. We all know that is a possibility given the fact that contract negotiations have staggered and stumbled over the last 12 months. When 12 months ago, Mino Raiola was saying that contract negotiations were going well and he was looking likely that he was going to stay at Manchester United. So now it's all changed and I am very disappointed. Not with Mino Raiola. Not with Mino Raiola. I know what to expect from Mino Raiola. I know what to expect from him. But from Paul Pogba, because as a grown man, as an adult, you have to be able to say, yo, bruv, shut the fuck up. And so that clearly shows that he doesn't mind this coming out. He doesn't mind this coming out. Whether he's had control over it or not, he doesn't mind it coming out. Now, Tutto Sport have broke these quotes in an interview with Mino Raiola and Tutto Sport. It was an interview around the Golden Boy trophy in the tournament, which I think Tutto Sport sponsor, and Mino Raiola's clients often win that trophy. And he did an interview with Tutto Sport, who are also Turin based, which has obviously fueled the speculation in regards to Juventus. And I don't care when this interview was done. We know the power and the impact and the knock-on effect that it can have. And United are preparing for a massive game, a massive week. RB Leipzig tomorrow, where Paul Pogba is a key member of that squad. Manchester City on the weekend, where Paul Pogba is a key member of that squad. Finally get a decent performance out of him this weekend. Scores a goal. We're feeling positive about it. We're going into this game thinking, hopefully Pogba can be one of the ones that steps up with Cavani and Martial missing the game. And we've got all this bollocks again. It's real frustrating. Even if you want to leave. And you know what? I could understand. Maybe when you came into the club said we were going to do X, Y, and Z and be challenging for X, Y, and Z. And that hasn't happened. If you want to leave, cool. But do it properly. Let your agent talk to the club. You talk to the club. You don't need your agent talking to the press, talking to tabloids. Because it's just a head do. And that partly shows that there could be a possibility here that if it's not contract negotiations and he does want to leave, that therefore there isn't really a buyer out there and Mino Raiola has to put this out there in order to smoke out some interest. That could be a big possibility in this. That Mino Raiola is doing it to smoke out interest, which again shows just shut the fuck up and let your football do the talking. Because if you want to leave and you're playing well, believe me, teams will want to buy you. So it's just fucking annoying. That's all I can say about it. It's just fucking annoying every time we have to deal with this. And I don't really know what else to say. Because it's just mental. It's mental on the eve of a game. I don't get it. I could maybe understand if the transfer window was open. I could maybe understand if contract negotiations were more public, because that happens sometimes with players and clubs. The contract negotiations become public, but we haven't heard anything from anyone on the contract negotiations. So using it as a bargaining chip, do your bargaining behind closed doors. Yet again, it's Mino Raiola maybe being an attention seeker, maybe being a dickhead, maybe just, being Mino Raiola. But ultimately, Paul Pogba is a grown man. Ultimately, Mino Raiola works for Paul Pogba. So Paul Pogba has to take some responsibility for that. He has to. Now, with Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, when we had all this shit with Cristiano... Bro, Cristiano Ronaldo, if you want to leave, that's cool. But he was delivering on the pitch week in, week out, scoring goals. And the worst he used to say was, only God knows. Which we knew meant, I want to leave. But you know what I mean? If you want to go, go. But you don't need to do this. It's fucking frustrating. Proper frustrating. Massively frustrating. Juho says, this tells me a deal's been agreed with someone because this will just drive the price down, which would lower Mino's cut. Knowing Mino Raiola, as football fans we do, it wouldn't surprise me if it was part of him negotiating. And that's even worse, because why would you do this? If it's fucking... You always have to think about reasons for things coming out, because we know how football clubs, football agents, football players... We know how they all work. And recently, a lot of what I'd seen from Paul Pogba and heard from Mino Raiola all hinted at him being happy here in terms of, the posts on socials and signing a new deal. And then in the last couple of months, I've started to think, well, actually, I got a feeling probably going to leave next summer. Won't sign a deal, will leave. And if that happens, that happens. But we don't need this. You're poor Pogba, this team's going to be interested in you if you want to go. And you want to make that known behind the closed doors. Just massively, massively frustrating. And it's we talk about... The weird thing... We talk about the distraction that... I wanted to do a fucking preview. Right now for RB Leipzig. Yeah, I'm here talking about this. Think of me. Now I've got to squeeze in another preview somewhere. I think obviously a lot of people are saying in the comments, keep him away from the... That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Quite simply. I think one of the weird things with footballers is, and even football managers, I suppose, footballers, players, even if he's going to be a part of the squad. And when you look at his interactions with his teammates and things, whether this changes it, I don't know. But when you look at his interactions with his teammates and how it looks like everything's rosy there. Paul Pogba doesn't strike me as someone that upsets the dressing room and is a bad person around the dressing room. So in that regard, I don't think, pulling him out of the team says anything. I don't think him being in the team is going to affect morale of the dressing room. Because I actually think players like him and they like him as a person, they like him as a player, and they want to be around him. Now, the best thing for him to do would be to, get your head down, play well. If you're going to leave, leave. But just fucking show some respect at the same time, do you know what I mean? And Mino Raiola, we know, has no respect for no football club. He owes no one their loyalty. But Paul Pogba does. So... I would want to see performances from him. I would want to see him stepping up to the plate if he's going to be a part of this squad. Hassan says, we knew this was coming. Never doubted his ability, but the attitude and problems which have come, which was all expected. Again, it's weird. I don't think he has an attitude. An attitude problem suggests you're bad around. People. If that was the case... we saw Lukaku. Oli just went, boom, he's not in the team no more. On pre-season tour, he wasn't training with the team. You know, he wasn't doing... Like, Oli will just cut someone out of the squad. I don't think he's going to take kindly to keeping someone around the squad that isn't, you know, gelling well or isn't wanted around the squad by his teammates. I do think Ollie's sensible in that regard, in that sense. It opens up the possibility for a January transfer, you know, if we don't hear in the next couple of weeks a deal is signed. Because again, like I say, in a weird way, this could be Mino Raiola and his contract negotiations in a very disrespectful way. But look, I'd just like to see Paul Pogba get his head down. If he's going to leave at the end of the year, feel free to leave. And let's get in someone like a Jackie Grealish or something. As simple as that. As simple as that. Mr. Thomas Taylor looks at it from the other side and says, keep him to the end of his contract. Make them wait. They'd probably love that because Mino would get a fat payout. Get a fat payout. I see dead bodies with a crazy name. Says, I don't agree. I don't want to see him anywhere near the team after this. Bench him. But you saying bench him means he's still in the squad. Which is what my point was. He's still going to be in the squad because, like you see, he's good around the team. He's good around his teammates. He's not going to kick up a fuss around them. It's always been his agent doing the talking. And he stays quiet on the pitch and on a training ground and all that. So I can't see that happening. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will come out and simply say he's our player and he plays for Manchester United. Mino Raiola can say what he wants, which is often what Ole would say. But again, he shouldn't be having to deal with all this shit. We've got enough on our plates that we have to deal with. And I suppose if he does leave at the end of the season, at least we don't have to deal with Mino Raiola and the headache and all the circus of all this drama, because it's just so tiring. Fantastic player, yes. But, you know, we don't need this. We want players that want to be there. We want players that, you know, we're not constantly worrying what the agent's going to say or what this is going to say or what. Like, we don't want all that. So, yeah, disappointing, to be totally honest. Especially the timing of it all. I'm not bothered if you want to leave. I'm not bothered, you know, if you don't want to sign a new deal. But what will bother the fans, whether you like Paul Pogba as a player or not, whether you like him or not, like, what will bother fans is when you're disrespecting the club, and when your agent's disrespecting the club, and your agent is a representative of you. So whether you're saying it or not, it's still not a good look. Do you know what I mean? If my agent was speaking on my behalf, let's say I had an agent, I haven't got an agent, but let's say I had an agent, and I have an agent coming out saying, Adam's not going to be at Stretford Paddock for much longer, I'm going to find him a new gig. I'll be like, bruv, yeah, maybe I do want to go somewhere else one day, which I don't, because it's mine now. But you get the point I'm trying to make. Maybe I do want to, but shut up. I've got to go into work. Stop making things difficult for me. But that hasn't happened, so it's clear that this message is one that is probably approved. And that is what makes it more disappointing. So there you go. Like I said, the best thing for him to do, get his head down, work hard. If you're not going to sign a deal, you know, fucking play your heart out and then do one. Tell your agent to shut the fuck up in the process, though. Anyway, guys, I've been AdamMcKola. This has been United Daily Live. A preview will be up at some point soon. And yeah, I'm out of here.